there are two more things that are readily observed that are worth noting about the differences. One is this. Well, the list of stuff just kind of is what it is. There are no descriptions of what they are, what benefits they give, but more notably, other than you can't equip this with a pound sign, you've got nothing to go on. You have to rely on an external resource. Suboptimal. At least it tells you that you can't, or some people can't equip certain things. But it's not great. And no, we can do this here. Can't I? No. I know where we can. The spells have names, but no explanations of what they are. And this one doesn't even have high enough level spells for me to show the one nuance there is in the naming that could give you hints. But yeah, the spells don't tell you, so you absolutely need an external resource or lots of trial and error. There are improvements to both of those things. First things first. Let's go with you. It's fine. It says a whole bunch of information. Also, you can tell from these what those spells do because it's described, but the spells are also described. We'll get there. And well, there's also other navigation bonuses like having keys to swap between characters more readily. But the list itself truncates. It just removes the you can't equip it, we won't show it. So there's that upside, but also, actually, we can do this from here. Inspect. And then behold descriptions of what the spells do. Oh, but you can see, because you can actually see them all. Halioto is a fire spell. Ma Halioto. There are prefixes and suffixes that, even if you didn't have the descriptions, if you knew what the smaller versions did, you could guess that, oh, that must be an improved version of the thing I already have. But there are people with them. They're starting to get theirs. What we really should look at is these, because we have all of them. So Dios, Ba Dios, the cure and inflict light wounds. It is a D8, and then the next ones are still the D. Dial is the next step up, and then Dial Ma, and then there's, yeah, then the Ma was the beginning of that fire spell, so and what I do when I'm out now, since everybody has these, I just am out there until, well, it takes long enough to level now that I just use those to top the front row off, because they're the only ones that get hurt. Conserves numbers of casting, and Nin can do it, and then since they're going to be resting anyway, because they're the one that leveled, maybe, but yeah. But yeah. Helpful descriptions, not just the little word of death, rebirth, etc., which would be better than the nothing you get in the old versions, but actual descriptive properly helpful spell descriptions. But just, nice. One of those quality of life improvements. But yeah. Oh, right. They both ended up being samurai. My ninja, I went halfling because, well, their luck didn't have to go up much farther. But they also start with slightly more points in total across the board. You're going to end up going away eventually. And then I just stuck with halflings with them because they had more points in total. It was fine. With things not resetting, with the stats not resetting when you change class, it matters very slightly less. But 8, 16, 21, 29, 37, 46. Halflings, I think, add up to 50. Yeah. There, it's not a big difference, but you know, depending on what you're going after, also the distribution can save you time in working up towards something. Because, like I'd mentioned before, trying to get a halfling to samurai would cost more because their stats other than luck are lower. So yeah, depending on what you're doing, it can matter. Oh, I also didn't show yeah, you just hit the button. There are options in the 90s, and every character I've got had one. That was a 20, but you can get like a 27 or so. Of course, sometimes if you're doing this too quickly and you're intending, or you're going for a number you want to try and keep, you can accidentally hit it again when you really wanted to stop. But since I'm just showing, it's fine if I accidentally miss it. But I'm just gonna stand here and re-roll for a while. Not that changing the lineage matters at all. I don't expect it matters any in the odds of attribute randomness. I just wanna... Oh, that was a 28. I just wanted to keep going until I actually saw one. But, yeah. If you have even a, well, moderate... It can take more than just a little bit, but if you have a moderate amount of patience, it will pay off. And it gives you an easier time of getting to where you're going in an achievable number of levels. Because, especially with the ninja, and what I had done was all 4 of them were named 1, 2, 3, 4. They were all clerics. They were all going to get all of their fucking spells. And whoever looked best... Now, when we got there, when we got to everybody had all the spells, only 2 of them had the stats to be able to do ninja. Because the chronomancy in this is not impossible, but difficult. So I only did it with that last level, just to make sure everybody got their spells. Because they were not making another fucking level in Cleric. That was going to take way too long grinding. And so they were all just set up in the whoever is best suited for it when we get there, and only 2 of them made it at all. They have since made more levels, so all their stats are capped out. But only the ones that... Only 2 of them got there, and if I had had lower stat rolls, lower starting stats, it would have taken more levels, plural, or chronomancy at every level to make sure that they got the +3 stat points to help hurry things along. But yeah, no. What I have done would have been a lot more difficult and time consuming because multiple extra levels to get there. And with as long as it takes to grind, it being as efficient about it as possible without abusing the chronomancy, that is not as easy as it is to load a save state. Yeah, no, I needed those high starting numbers to make my everybody possible can heal the rest of us. Because I'm sure I will end up needing it. But it's also better to have it, not need it, than need it, not have it. So, yeah. If I could start the samurais as clerics, I would. But I can't. So, yeah. Anyway. Improve, quality of life improvement with the gear, especially the shopping, but just gear in general. And nice descriptive spell descriptions was what I was actually looking to show. And then I forgot to show the actual rolling. I mentioned it, I then didn't do it because I didn't have to. First number I got was sufficient for what I was showing.